Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Every week at this time we're going to take a look at our local college sports programs. We begin this week with the honor roll of local college athletes brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. At number 3, it's Miles Powell of the RIT men's hockey team. He scored 2 goals in a 4-3 win at Mercyhurst. Powell, a junior, has 7 goals and 6 assists on the year so far. In at number 2, it's John Decker from the Geneseo basketball team. He scored a career-high 41 points in a 103-93 win versus Morrisville. Decker shot 6 3-pointers. Teammate Justin Ringen added 36 points of his own. And topping the list, it's Sam Sorge of Webster, now on the Nazareth women's basketball team. She's averaging 19 points a game. The senior guard scored 27 with 9 rebounds in a loss to William Smith. Following in the footsteps of a parent who played sports professionally can be challenging. Here's Kim Burnson with a story of a Golden Eagle who is ready for that challenge.
Uniforms, practice time, and basic funding. It wasn't long ago that there was a fight to earn those necessities for female athletes. Though there are now opportunities for women in both college and professional leagues, it has taken trial and error to get there.
Yeah, I can only think about Pat Summitt, with the recent passing of her and how much she did for our game. And I think it's, pretty special right now that we have what we have, and it's really, fair for us to be out there. And it's not equal yet, but I think we have, really great uniforms and a really great opportunity to play, 25 games at our level a year and to compete at a high level. And what it does for women in general in terms of our confidence and our ability to get out into the career force and be leaders and CEOs. I think the sport helps us to do that.
Golden Eagles team leader Hannah Rehbaum has a lot to look up to. Her mom, Cara, was drafted into the WABA in 1984. She played for the Atlanta Comets before the league was disbanded just a season in due to lack of support. That didn't stop her from furthering her career in the sport. The Irondequoit native is a member of the Canisius College Sports Hall of Fame as a former All-American and coach.
Do your teammates ever ask you about your mom?
No. A lot of them don't know about where she was or how good she was, so yeah, she's very humble.
Cara obviously put in the time and paved the way. I can't even imagine what it was like back then in terms of, equipment and uniforms and, practice times and things like that. I mean, we're so privileged now with what we get and receive. And I think back, I played for Linda Hill McDonald at Buffalo. She's actually now at Fredonia, and she coached back in the ABA. So it's pretty special to know these people, and they're role models for us, and we just want to keep growing the game just as much as they helped us.
They really just laid the foundation. Like, without any of them coming before us, I would not have this opportunity today to play where I do and what I do. So I'm falling in line with what they did. They really helped us, for the younger generations.
Leagues like the WABA have served as the building blocks for what is now the WNBA. Though there may be a long way to go, it's easy to take the respect female athletes have earned for granted.
Do you think your athletes realize how far the sport has come?
I'm not sure about that. I try to help them. I think it's our job to educate them and to give them history, and like I said, that's our job on a daily basis, to do that and make sure they're thankful for what they have. And our group has new uniforms this year, and we give them gear. They earn it, and I think they need to know that wasn't always the case. We didn't always have nice things and opportunity to be on the main court or whatnot. The game was even different back then. We didn't even get to cross half court. If you were a defensive player, you stayed on one side. So those are all, I think it's my job to do that, to educate them. And no, I don't think they know what they don't know. So that's on us.
For now, it's up to next generation athletes like Hannah Rehbaum to carry the torch.
She's going to be a leader. I think she leads by example. She is high basketball IQ. Her mom is definitely a coach, as we all know, and was a coach and continues to coach her. She's a coach's kid, so she gets it done on the floor on both ends, offensively and defensively. And I think for her, she's going to grow as a leader, being a little bit more vocal and holding herself accountable. I'll hold her accountable a little bit more, and that's hard. But she's definitely the face of the program, and we'll step up to the plate.
How much of an influence does your mom have on you now in college?
A big one. Like I said, she's really hard on me, so I get a lot of constructive criticism after games and everything. So she just wants me to be the best that I can be. To live up to her expectations is hard, but I want to do it because of her.
I'm Kim Burnson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
When we return, J.C. DeLass welcomes Roberts Wesleyan women's basketball coach Gary Andrews into the Coach's Corner. And later on, Kim Burnson has our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave. We've got that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each week at this time, J.C. DeLass from WYSL Radio is going to help us get to know an area coach a little better with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is J.C. DeLass with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and our guest this week is Gary Andrews, the women's basketball coach at Roberts Wesleyan College. Coach, you're in your second season here at Roberts Wesleyan College. You won 29 games in your first season. Were you surprised by that success right out of the gate, or was that part of the appeal of taking this job, knowing you had that kind of talent to work with?
I knew we had some good players coming back, and I thought we had a good chance to have a successful year. And I thought we, once we got going, we probably maybe exceeded expectations a little bit. But I knew we had a chance to have a good team, and for as young as we are, I was really pleased with how well we did. We only had one senior starter and only two seniors on the team, no juniors. So we were really young, but we have really good kids, and they worked hard, and they tried to do what I told them. So I was happy with last season's, and hopefully we can build on it, be even better this year. That's what we're hoping for. Build on what we did last year, and then hopefully just get better and better, and hopefully we want to try to compete for a NCAA Division II national championship in my tenure here. So we're hoping that that's the goal.
When you're recruiting, is there a certain type of student athlete that you're looking for that will fit in with your program?
We really try to get girls that are good students, good kids, work hard, they'll play together, they're good teammates, and then we want athletic players or size. So if they're not 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", they can play inside. We want somebody that's very athletic, and drive, play defense, rebound, get down the floor, and that's kind of the athlete we're looking for.
What about your coaching style? I mean, you're one of the guys that just kind of lets them play, or are you more structured and you want to keep them within a certain system?
Well, probably in my older days, it's very like, okay, we're going to run this play and you're going to go here and here. Probably the last 6-7 years, we've ran the dribble drive offense. And the best thing about the dribble drive, you give them some freedom. I mean, you give them some rules, you give them some structure, and then you drill them, and we will do a lot of individual drills, and let the kids go. And at our level, coaches scout you so well, so they know your offense a little bit. So being able to have an offense where it's kind of free flowing, and you kind of read the defense, and kind of like to let them play that way. But we do run a lot of plays, so they have to be intelligent basketball players and they have to know what's going on and things like that.
When you started coaching to now, the game has changed a lot, hasn't it? I mean, the
really
women
has.
are so much more athletic, and they get better every year, don't they?
They really are. I mean, they can dribble a lot better, they can pass the ball a lot better, they can shoot the ball a lot better. I mean, free throw shooting is, probably comparable to a lot of the men's teams around, and, even three-point shooting, women can shoot the ball pretty well, they can be skilled, they're just not going to dunk it or jump as high or sometimes run as fast as a male. But, the game has changed, and, even expectations from females, a little bit now. Back then it's like 25 years, I've been a head coach for this is my 25th season, so back then it's okay, whatever the coach says. And I'm lucky I've had most of the players do that, but you can tell it changed in the last 10, 15 years with, I think, not only in basketball, but the whole, society and everything.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you for watching this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Kim Burnson is up next with our Scholar Athlete, and later on, a key addition at St. John Fisher could be the difference this year on the basketball court. We'll explain that, and we've got more coming up later on in the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments.
Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. ComeSeeDave.com.
This week, our Scholar Athlete is Danielle New of the U of R. Danielle's a senior on the Yellow Jackets diving team. Last season, she became the U of R's first female to win a UAA diving event in the 3-meter. On top of that, she was the U of R's first female diver to reach back-to-back NCAA Division III championships. Danielle was named to the Liberty League academic team and the UAA all-academic team the last 2 seasons. For her dedication and hard work in the pool and in the classroom, this week Danielle New is our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Now with a look at our college calendar, here's Dave Yates.
Here's a local college calendar for the week ahead. Today, the U of R squash team takes on Princeton. That is coming up at noon. Tuesday, Brockport basketball squares off against Hobart William Smith. It's the women playing first at 6, then at 8, the men play Hobart. Tuesday has another basketball game to watch. The UR men host Geneseo. That's at 7 at the Palestra. Thursday, the Nazareth women's basketball team plays Wells College at 6 p.m. Also, Thursday afternoon kicks off the RIT track and field early season opener. Nazareth, Fisher, and Roberts Wesleyan will also be at the Gordon Fieldhouse. Friday and Saturday sees RIT men's hockey hosting Providence College in back-to-back 7 p.m. games at the Policini Center. And finally, Saturday has some basketball matchups to watch, with U of R hosting Ithaca at 2, and Roberts Wesleyan has the women and men playing Malloy College, with the women playing first at 2 o'clock. That's our College Sports Beat calendar. And now here's how some Section 5 alums are doing at colleges outside of Rochester. It's a segment we call Postcards from College. Jerron Jones of Aquinas, who we've been following all season, completed his college career with another big game, getting 7 tackles and blocking a pass versus USC. It was another loss for ND, but Jones is now on his way to the NFL draft. Thomas Bryan, who started out at Bishop Kearney, is a preseason All-American at Indiana University. He scored 18 points with 12 boards versus Fort Wayne in a stunning overtime loss for the Hoosiers. Sierra Dillard from Gates Chili transferred to Buffalo from UMass and will sit out this season. She led UMass in scoring last year with 15.5 points per game and will have 2 years of eligibility left at Buffalo. And Rush Henrietta's Dana Watts is off to a great start to her sophomore year at American International, averaging 23 points a game and 13 rebounds. Dana scored 30 versus Roberts Wesleyan last week. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams, and later on, the Cardinals made a key addition to the men's basketball program, and it's making a difference. We'll have that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams. We're going to start off at number 3. U of R men's basketball off to a 5-0 start, beating Waynesburg 83-57 in a battle of the Yellow Jackets. Senior Mac Montag scored 29 in just 27 minutes for the U of R. At number 2, it's William Smith women's soccer. They lost in the Final Four to Brandeis 4-3 in overtime, ending their perfect season at 21-1. Fairport native Kara Shue capped her career with a strong senior year, totaling 13 goals and 15 assists. And topping the list is Geneseo men's hockey. They're now 5-1-1 after beating Bodine College 7-4 in the Bodine Colby Face-Off Classic. First-year forward Conlon Keenan had 2 goals and an assist. And now it's time for our Spotlight Team of the Week. It promises to be another banner year for the St. John Fisher men's basketball team, thanks in small part to a career high school coach who has become the Cardinals' secret weapon. Here's Bill Pucko.
This isn't us, all right? I don't know if we're tired or fatigued. We've had a lot of days off. We should be fresh and ready to go, all right? You know what, we got a month left.
When we last saw Mike Grossedonia, he was coaching the Aquinas to a second straight Section 5 basketball championship and a state title to go along with it. These days, he's a little harder to locate as a first-year assistant coach at St. John Fisher College.
I sought him out, to be perfectly honest with you. I had a chance to see Mike coach for a couple years when my son was with him at Aquinas, and I just considered him, not only a really, really good coach, but a really good person. I loved the way he interacted with his players. I loved how hard they played for him. And when Coach Coffey left to take the Utica head job, really was the one person I targeted that I really wanted. And it was really me trying to convince him that this would be a good move for his family and a good move for him.
If I didn't do it, I would have never known if I wanted to do it or not. And so I thought it was a risk worth taking. It was sad to leave Aquinas. I really liked a lot of the people and players that I was involved with there. But I just thought the opportunity was too good to pass up at the time.
But is something that you wanted to do or something you kind of felt you had to do?
When I first started coaching, I think it was something I always wanted to do. But then when I got a comfort level at Aquinas and started being, having fun being a high school coach, I never kind of really thought about it. The last couple of years with all the success and seeing some of our guys go play college, football or basketball, I started to think about it again and started to get interested in it and wondered, what could be.
The two became familiar with each other when Corniker's son Griffin played at Aquinas 2 years ago. Rob and Mike became friends and peers with a healthy mutual respect. That helped make the transition work. Coach Grossedonia is a high-profile guy. While at Aquinas, he won a state championship, and when paired with the state championship that Aquinas' football team won, it was the local story of the year. Now he's taking a bit of a back seat.
Sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone. We tell our kids that all the time growing up, and do some things different than you usually do. But it was a perfect opportunity for me. It wasn't exactly the right time, leaving people and leaving friends, but it was the right opportunity at that time.
3 local players dot the Fisher roster. Senior starting point guard Michael D'Amico out of Mendon via RIT, junior Tyler Farrell of Hilton, and sophomore Jordan Gilman, a transfer from Cazenovia, and a former Aquinas player.
Well, I was looking at a couple other schools, but it wasn't really working out, and I was close with Coach G and Coach Cornerkirk, so they helped me out with the decision process, and then the more I thought about it, I thought, maybe this would be the best decision for me here at Fisher.
So you're one among the first dividends he's paid as an assistant coach here, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's always our goal is to try and get one or two of the best local players to stay here. And in the last couple years, we've gotten a couple guys, but, we haven't gotten some of the really, really good ones that I thought. So certainly had that goal in mind, and I know Mike will help. We definitely want to get the best students and the best players, and if they happen to be from the Fairports or the Gates Chilis of the world, even better for us.
The Cardinals, meanwhile, remain one of the top programs in the region. Fisher was the regular season Empire 8 champion last year and owned a 21-6 overall record, but lost in the league championship game by a bucket to Hartwick.
Yeah, it's extremely frustrating. I think to see teams that we beat go to the NCAA tournament and do good things, that definitely left a bad taste in our mouths, and it's something that kind of motivated us this offseason and it's going to hopefully drive us this year.
From Fisher, Bill Pucko for the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
Well, thanks everybody for watching.
And a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible.
We'll see you back here next week.